Now let's join our palms, and together we are requesting His Holiness for Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, to the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming, to Master Sakya Tsengkhong, to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, and to Master Dubden Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice, the golden mother of the primordial jade pond. Simu, Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, temple directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet, and our VIPs today from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Taiwan, Secretary General Daniel Liao and Madam Liao Dharma Sister Judy, and accountant to the Two Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, and the law advisor to the Two Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou. From CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Geni Diansang Xinten, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi, and Dr. Dzogchen, and Dr. Ryan Zhuang, and from Chicago, Northwest University, a professor in the medical college there, Dr. Zhang Qiang. And from the choir, a Divine Voice, Dharma Sister Liao-Ling and Dharma Sister Yu. So tomorrow, Secretary General Liao and Madam Liao will go to Yellowstone Park and Salt Lake City. So to visit friends and vacation at the same time. So tomorrow they will not be with us. So welcome, Secretary General Liao. He just got in last night, flew in from Taiwan. And tomorrow at the Rainbow Temple, we have Manjushri Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. As I said, in the Hinayana tradition, the one with the greatest wisdom is Sariputra. In the Mahayana tradition, the first and foremost in wisdom is Manjushri Bodhisattva. And in the Vajrayana tradition, the one with the first and foremost wisdom would be Vajrasattva. And Manjushri Bodhisattva is very dignified, the same with Vajrasattva. The same with Sariputra, he's also very dignified looking. They all are first and foremost in wisdom. So tomorrow, the primary supplicants, or if you don't want wisdom, then you don't need to be primary supplicants. If you would like to have wisdom, or moreover, the wisdom of the Buddhas, then we welcome you register yourself to be the primary supplicant. So tomorrow's Homa is Manjusri Bodhisattva. So actually, Secretary General and Madam Liao can register yourself for the primary supplicants, even if you will not be there. You will receive the blessings nonetheless, because they are infinite wherever you are. So the wisdom and the radiance are shining everywhere, filling the whole universe. So the main deity of the group practice is Golden Mother, and because the last few weeks you saw me coughing, actually I didn't catch any cold. I have no fever, no runny nose, no headache, no sneezing, none of those. And the only thing is itch in the throat. So a few days ago, I went to see my family doctor. And is it an allergy? But the family doctor said they would have teary eyes or runny nose and coughing, and also many other symptoms. But at least you would have teary eyes and runny nose, and asked me, no, I have none of those. I only have itchy throat, itchy in the upper head. That's strange. And that's very peculiar. It's not like allergy, it's not like cold. So I asked him to give me the throat inhaler, that when you itch, then you spray on your throat. That there's some some hair inside the throat that would be moving upon meeting some particles, and then you open that so that you don't itch or cough. But that inhaler is for asthma, or if you have difficulty breathing. But you don't have those. And he checked my chest, and there was nothing at all. And also at the back. And he checked my lungs, and he didn't hear anything abnormal. He said everything is normal. He couldn't find any reasons. It's been 2 weeks. This is the third time I'm seated here. And he couldn't find any cause. And he prescribed medicine. It's to numb my throat temporarily. And after I took it, I felt it didn't numb me. It didn't numb me. It didn't feel numb. So what's happening here? I don't know. It's been 3 weeks till now. Of course, I did pray to the Golden Mother because every time I lay down, I would cough more. And then when I'm moving around in the daytime, I'm fine. And then if I give Dharma teaching, it seems that I would cough a little bit more, but not when I'm not giving Dharma teaching. So it comes anytime it wants. So it would itch if it wants to itch, and it doesn't when it doesn't want to itch. So last night, I took the medicine prescribed by the family doctor. And as I got on bed, I coughed too last night. Because they always made me cough as I was laying in bed, and I was coughing in my sleep and woke up and cough and sleep and cough and sleep and cough. And after a few times, I thought, well, let me do my Qi practice, my treasure vase energy. I breathe in the Qi, the air, and lift it up, closed up my anus, and push my Qi from downward from the upper part of the body, and then hold my breath for a period of time, and then I exhale. Then I didn't cough as I was doing that, and I did it the second time, and it started to itch. When it started to itch again, I started to do the treasure vase energy yoga again. And then the itch is gone. And the third time again, and I did the treasure vase energy yoga again. So I was just countering it. And then finally I fell asleep until morning. Wow, finally I'm fine. I haven't prayed to Golden Mother or draw a talisman or the Fu or on the blessed water. I haven't asked her yet, because if I can still stand it, I wouldn't ask her, because it's just a minor ailment of my throat. So I don't ask you, yeah, and then you don't come out of yourself and then help me. So we just endure it. And just now, as I got in here, my throat is really itchy. And I coughed a few times, and then it was really itchy, really, really itchy. And then I did the treasure vase energy yoga. And then ignite the inner fire and burn the throat area. It was itchy a little bit, and then burn it. As soon as it itches, then I would burn, and then again and again and again. As soon as it itches, then I would burn it. And of course I didn't do it that fast, but I breathe in slowly, lift up, and then performing the treasure vase energy yoga. And then it got better, and then time to give Dharma teaching. So that's how it is. So what is the real reason? The doctor couldn't find anything, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas didn't tell me, and I didn't ask either. But there must be something here. Please let me finish my Dharma teaching, okay? Whatever you do to me, I know that the treasure-based energy yoga can counter it. So that's what I'll do. And I can do it while I'm laying down too. So that's about my coughing. When I just got on this Dharma throne, it was really, really itchy. They like these three things. As soon as I turn on my cell phone, then it would start to itch. Second, as soon as I get on bed, I would start to itch. Third, when I get on the Dharma teaching seat, it would itch too. These are the three most obvious times: getting on bed, getting on the Dharma seat, and then turning on the cell phones. I need to cough a few times so that the receiver would hear it. So I don't know what the real reasons are, but there must be something here. But today we had the main deity of Golden Mother is so that my coughing would be cured soon, because I did say something about it. But I don't want to repeat it here. Thank you, everyone. Some people reciting mantras, dedicating the merit to me. And there are lots of disciples who give me lots and lots and lots of medicines that I can start opening a drugstore, something to control it 24 hours, some for 12 hours, for allergy, coughing, for expelling mucus, and and for curing the itch in the throat, whatever. Altogether, maybe a huge bag. Thank you, everybody. Amitabha. And there's some people who prayed for me. I didn't pray for myself because I want to fight it. I'm a fighter. If I don't come to the end of it, then I will not just beg or pray. I always pray for other people, for the sentient beings, but never for myself. That's how I am. Actually, even when I die, I still wouldn't beg or pray for it. I have this rebellious temperament. So Golden Mother and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the Arhats and the Sravakas and all the golden sages, if you don't save me, then I would change my faith into Muslim. And there's the benefit in that. I can have 4 wives. Of course, this is just kidding. It's impossible to have that happen. So let me talk about the great perfection Dharma of Tantrayana. So the following is the sadhana for the lotus throne. The visualization is that of the 8-petal lotus, and use paper lotus as an offering on the altar, and you can choose any color you like. Place both hands on the dantian, which is 4-finger width below the navel, and at the same time visualize that your own body, from the head, there would be a crack on the flesh and skin to expose the white bones from head to neck to body to both hands and legs. This is similar to the visualization of white bones. So we visualize that we become a pile of white bones sitting in front of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then visualize the red paper lotus to enter into dantian, which is the 4-finger width below the navel, and the lotus is enlarging and moving downward and then supporting our pile of bones. After visualizing clearly, recite the mantras. Recite the mantra 108 or 1080 times. After the recitation, breathe through the dantian and use the breath to blow on the inner fire, and visualize the inner fire to become the red 8-petal lotus and enter into the 8-petal lotus samadhi. So that's the practice for the lotus Dharma throne. Like Golden Mother, Amitabha Buddha, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas belong to the lotus division. They are all seated on the lotus blossoms. So you can do the visualization of the lotus Dharma throne. And the white bones symbolizing no self. And the lotus is born on the dantian area, the lower dantian area, becoming your own Dharma throne. So this is a method of practice. This is very clear here. You need to remember on a lot of things that samadhi is very important, extremely important, samadhi. As we all know, that the 16th Dharma King Karmapa passed away, left the world in Chicago. So Karmapa was at the Xi'an Hospital, passed away there. So those from Chicago would know that hospital. So So at the time of death, our skin would become wrinkled and the body would cool down. Some people start from the feet and up to the head. The last one that cooled down would be the head. So the temperature would be decreasing, and also the hydration is decreasing, so the skin would wrinkle. However, when Karmapa passed away, his body is still soft and tender. At the hospitals here, when someone dies, they need to be moved into the funeral home or infirmary. So when your heart stopped beating, they would move you. But he is a Dharma king. He is Karmapa. So his disciples thought that he was in Samadhi. And they said, let's wait until he finished the Samadhi. Then we move him later when he really dead, and asked the doctors to let him stay there for a few more days. But the doctor said, no. And one of his disciples was Tashitu Rinpoche. Transcribed into Chinese, which this Rinpoche was the one that recognized the 17th Dharma king, Uchinchire. So he asked the doctor to come to Karmapa, and his body is still very soft and tender, like a sleeping person. And his face looks like he is in sleep. But when you move his heart, the temperature is there. There's warmth at the heart. Normally, when one dies, the temperature would go down. But because there was temperature on Karmapa, they think that he is in Samadhi and ask the hospital to let him stay in his bed for a few more days. And after the doctor checked on him, there was temperature on his heart area, and his skin was still normal. And then he sweat on his forehead. That means he was exiting from the Samadhi. He exited. Because when a person dies, there's some signs. For example, a foul smell. They would wither like a flower. That there would be a foul smell, sweat, and the color would change, would deteriorate. But in that few days, Karmapa looked really great, did not sweat, didn't have any foul smell, no smell of the corpse, and the heart is still warm. So it meant that he was still in Samadhi. So the hospital let him stay on bed for a few more days. And after his sweat appeared on his forehead, they moved his body and to Sikkim, to the Dragon Virtue Temple in Sikkim. That's where he came from, and cremated there. So Samadhi is very important, because when you are in Samadhi, you're not asleep, but you're also not awake. So you are between asleep and awake in that kind of state called Samadhi. real Mahasiddha at the time of death, sometimes, if the whole body has cooled down, of course that's not samadhi. But when there is warmth at the heart area, that meant that he was still in samadhi. Although other parts of the body has cooled down, but there's still warmth in the heart area. So the 16th Karmapa, His Eminence, the Dharma King, had great fruitions, attainments in the spiritual cultivation. But his physical body had stomach cancer. So he still had the Dharma power to stay in samadhi for a few days before he truly left the body. So that's how he passed away. So I'm saying that samadhi is extremely important. If a spiritual cultivator can enter into samadhi, then he would be able to be in union with the main deity, with the yidam. Then you're connected with the yidam. Then you're guaranteed to be reborn into the Pure Lands. We often instruct people to enter into samadhi, but is there anyone that truly enter into samadhi? So you say, perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing and enter samadhi. But who has truly entered into samadhi? Now I'm asking you. Have you just now? If you entered into samadhi, you're in a state of forgetting yourself. You're not asleep, but you're also not awake. It is between asleep and awake. Who has entered into samadhi just now? Oh, the Secretary General Liao did. His spiritual cultivation is very good. He could see lights. He could feel the Dharma flow coming in and out. And he could be in meditation. If you can enter into samadhi, you're guaranteed to be reborn in Pure Lands. Not only that, if you have yogic response, that means you're connected. Then you're guaranteed to be reborn in the Pure Lands. So you're together. So when you die, you're being hooked and you go there. So you need to be connected with your own yidam, your own personal main deity. In samadhi, you are connected with your yidam, with your root guru, your yidam and your root protector are connected together. Grandmaster, in delivering sentient beings, I hope that Grandmaster would be connected together with the disciples. And then in the future, if I passed away before you, then we have this connection at least. So when you are about to leave the world, I can bring you to the Mahadapa lotus ponds because you're connected. But if you let go of this hook, then you're not connected anymore. There's no use. That's why in Tantrayana we say that throughout the day, all around the clock, you're always mindful of your lineage root guru, of your main deity and your main protector. That means you're practicing on this connection. We recite Golden Mother, we visualize Golden Mother. Every day before I give blessings on the heads, I'm connected to my deities. So as I am giving blessings, I am reciting the mantra of the Golden Mother. And when you talk to me, sometimes you show me consultation questions. So as I am seeing that Golden Mother is also seeing that, then asking her, she would reply right away. And I would get the answers right away if you have the connection. As I walk in here, people asking me all kinds of questions. How is my business? Is this good or not? And I need to ask. Is it sometimes good, sometimes not good? Or is it good first and then becoming bad, or vice versa? And I need to tell the questioner, the person who asks. And if it's really bad, I don't dare to say it. I wouldn't want to tell you. There are a lot of things that I would conceal because I may not want to tell you, because it really is a bad news. Then I would say, let Golden Mother tell you in your dreams. You pray to Golden Mother yourself, and then Golden Mother will tell you. Then it's off my shoulders. Because the result of my consultation is really not good, so it's really hard for me to tell you. It would be better for Golden Mother to tell you directly in your dreams. So this connection is very important. If you're normally connected, like when I perform my offering, I also am connected with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So when I recite the Padma Kumara mantra, Padma Kumara descended onto my body. And when I recited the Golden Mother mantra, Golden Mother also descended upon my body. So I wish everyone would have great health, longevity, and self-mastery. And as for myself, just let it be. Let's go naturally. Like Zhang Qiang earlier said, that he wished that I would live as long as the Dalai Lama. But I have a very strong mind of renunciation and also a strong mind to deliver sentient beings. So if you have such a strong mind of renunciation, you don't really care how long you live. When it's time, you just go. I just hope that I don't need to suffer too greatly from the sicknesses, but even if I have to, that's fine too. Then I can just go whenever I want. Then it will be nice and clean. And then I will not put on burdens upon others. And I hope that in my own samadhi, I would be joined or linked to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and connected with the Golden Mother, with Amitabha, and with the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all the deities. By being linked, it's not that you're guaranteed to go to the Pure Lands. You know, you would be brought right away. There's this the universe is six syllables like this, with a hook. And the sentient being is home. Visualize that we are home. And the hook of the ah and the circle of home is being hooked, then you are linked, you're connected. And then you can just be reborn into the Pure Land. So some people perform this visualization that the whole universe is the ah, sixth syllable, and visualize yourself to become home, sixth syllable. And with the hook, you would be born into the Pure Land. And when you do this, it's called samadhi. So this is my explanation on the samadhi of the Great Perfection Dharma. Let me share a joke. Tang Tamong Tang San Zhang called the pig disciple, the precept pig. And then when he entered, so turn around and walk on. And so he was walking out, and then he turned his head and asked, Guru, you asked me to come in and now ask me to go out. What do you mean? And the monk Tang said, although I don't eat pork, I want to see how the pig walks. So what this means, although you have not entered into samadhi, you need to know what samadhi is. It would be best if every one of you has entered into samadhi. When the yidam entered into your body, when the MC said, visualize in the space, there is a golden mother, and visualize yourself, there is a golden mother inside your heart. And the golden mother inside your heart emits a beam of light, and the golden mother in the space also emits light. And your light is like a hook that would hook the golden mother in the space to enter into your body, and two golden mothers merge into one, and then you also become golden mother. And the golden mother in the space also merge with you gradually to become exactly like you, and in a split of a second you become golden mother. This is also a method to enter into samadhi. So by performing this practice, you are transforming yourself to become the deity. That the two merge into one, and when you are concentrated on one, that is called samadhi. So you have never eaten pork, or you have not entered into samadhi before. I need to teach you what it is, so that in the future, when you experience it, you would know that that is samadhi. There is a husband coming home and spoke to the wife that's laying on bed. And he told a joke, and the wife didn't laugh. So the husband wanted to get divorced with the wife. And so people asked him, so just because your wife didn't laugh at your joke and you wanted to divorce her? And the husband replied, but little did you know. Don't you know that although my wife didn't laugh, there was another man under the bed that's laughing? So there is a reason behind it. Why did he want to get divorced? because there was a man underneath the bed laughing because the joke was really funny. So that man under the bed couldn't hold himself. So that means there must be a reason behind it. So there are many factors for us to be able to enter into samadhi. Your heart, your mind are totally on the deity. Then it would be easy for you to enter into samadhi. So in Tantrayana, we say that we should be mindful of the yidam around the clock. In the morning when you wake up, think of your yidam. At noon, think of your yidam. At dusk, think of your yidam. Before you get to sleep, also think of your yidam. And even in your sleep, you also think of mindful of your yidam. If you can recite the Buddha in your dreams, or like when you encounter dangers in your dreams, you can be mindful of your yidam, then you are incredible. Then you have results in your spiritual cultivation, because most people in their dreams are totally befuddled. So if you encounter something bad in your dreams, you can also say Amitabha, or you can be mindful of your Amitabha or your yidam, and your main deity would appear in your dreams. That means your spiritual cultivation is pretty good, it's quite good. Otherwise, you're just totally lost in your dreams. So in our spiritual cultivation, the union of the three secrets has to bear results in that, in at least that. Let me share another joke. Two men are talking to each other. My wife has this luck of winning something, and when she bought stocks, the stocks would go up, and when she bought the house would go up, the price would go up. And the other man asked, but then why aren't you happy then? And then he said, because he just got the life insurance on me. So, did you get it? In an office, there are two girls that are fighting to talk to the manager first, and then they were arguing, and the manager said, "What's going on here? Can't you explain?" And then they're fighting again. The two ladies are fighting again, and the manager shouted, so the fat ones should speak first. Then no one reacted. Most people never admit. I already said what samadhi is and whether you are connected. Are you connected? On 6 times a day at least, are you mindful of your root guru, yidam, and protector? You say, I'm so busy. Actually, that thoughts are just for a short moment. In my tantric practice, I have a very short time. So I just focus on the main practice. If I have time, then I will do the practice from beginning to end, the pre, the main, and the post practice. At True Buddha School, the Dharma practice is the most simple, the shortest and simplest compared to the Dharma practice of the Tibetan Tantrayana. Theirs are much longer and complicated, and ours is the shortest and simplest. And if you can't even do one practice every day, at least you should recite mantras and be mindful of your yidam, or visualize your yidam. If you can enter into meditation, at least you should think of your yidam. Say, when I get on a plane, I'm not scared. Why? But you know, sometimes when they have air turbulence and the plane was like moving as if the wings are about to break apart, aren't you scared like that? So you should be mindful of the yidams at that time. And when you link to the yidams, then you're not scared. Even if something happens to the plane, then with that hook, you would go to the Buddha lands. As soon as you get on the plane, you think of your root guru, yidam, and protector. And then place your mind on the yidam, recite the mantras, and enter into samadhi, and then you're linked already. You know that the yidam has come and connected with you, and then you would have peace of mind, and you can eat and sleep, and you're not scared of anything. Even when the plane is whatever happens, even in turbulence, with this connection, with this link, you have nothing to worry about. That's how I am. As long as you have that connection, you have no fear, no topsy-turvy. So samadhi is extremely important. But please don't misunderstand it. Yesterday, we had noodles, and the old lady next door running to me and said, "Virgin, do you want it?" This is a play of words of Chinese. Don't misunderstand what samadhi is. You often talk or hear this word, samadhi, samadhi. But please don't misunderstand it. Like that lady said, 醋米 in Chinese, it sounds like the vinegar, do you want it? But it sounds like virgins, do you want a virgin? It is Chinese words. So even when you have not eaten any pork before, you still want to see how the pig walks. This is a Taiwanese saying. So samadhi is very important. So if you know samadhi, you can perform all the throne Dharma practice. Then you would be at the Ximi Teng Wang Fo. So this Buddha at the Mount Sumeru, he is especially he is the Buddha who especially in charge of all the Dharma thrones, as was written in the sutras. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.